You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
Right now at 7, the Joplin Police Department responds to an unknown trouble call and discover the bodies of 2 deceased adults.
And yesterday may have been Halloween, but we're not quite done with the spooks yet. We're going to take you to the haunted halls of Congress to learn about some haunted history.
But first, well, not first, we will talk about your forecast though. We've got an absolutely beautiful day lined up for us with some above normal temperatures for the week ahead. We'll talk about that and some rain chances coming up.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Thanks for joining us for the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. I'm Tanya Bach. We have breaking news this morning as the Joplin Police Department begins an investigation into the discovery of 2 deceased adults. Here's a look from the scene earlier this morning on the 2200 block of Annie Baxter. The house and the alley and the road near the house were sealed off overnight with crime scene tape. Authorities responded to an unknown trouble at that location at about 9:20 last night. That's when they discovered the bodies of a man and a woman. A 9-year-old boy was also at the residence. Authorities say he is safe. Witnesses tell JPD they heard gunfire just before authorities arrived. Again, this is a breaking news story, and we will have more information as it becomes available on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Drivers in Joplin may need to take a detour for the next 4 days. Starting today, Murphy Boulevard from west of Main Street to east of Brommer Drive will be closed as work begins on the new gate system near the low water bridge. The road will open this Friday. City will announce any future potential closures as the project work continues. And Wyandotte drivers should be aware of a potential traffic issue. BNSF will be closing the railroad crossing on Main Street going into Wyandotte, Oklahoma, starting later this morning at 10 a.m. It will remain closed for approximately 3 days. Traffic will be detoured down 155 road from South Highway 10 in order to reach downtown Wyandotte. And a Southwest Missouri teen is dead following a motorcycle crash. Authorities responded around 3 p.m. Monday to a motorcycle crash on State Road AA on the I-49 overpass. Troopers say 70-year-old Darla Castile made a left turn in front of the motorcycle, ejecting 19-year-old Dylan Cole of Neosho from his bike. They pronounced him dead at the scene. The driver suffered no injuries. A 12-year-old girl is in critical condition after falling off a hayride. Authorities say the incident happened on Saturday on County Road 310 just east of Grove, Oklahoma. They say Venilee Falmuth fell off the hayride and was then run over by the trailer. The other 14 passengers on the hayride were not injured. The family has set up a GoFundMe for medical expenses. You can learn more about it on the KOAM News Now app. Police in Parsons, Kansas say a 13-year-old boy is dead after a head-on collision in a stolen pickup. The crash happened on Highway 400 just west of Highway 59 Junction on Thursday, but authorities released the information just yesterday. They say the teen ran away from Successful Dreams Support Services in Parsons and then stole a pickup from a dealership. He crashed head-on into a tractor trailer. The teen was taken to the hospital but has since died. The driver of that semi was not hurt. And a suspect in last week's hit-and-run crash in Pittsburgh has turned himself into police. Now, yesterday we showed you this security camera image of a vehicle suspected to be involved in a crash last Friday. Now, that crash hit a pedestrian, 43-year-old Melanie Ishmir of Pittsburgh. Police say the image led to various tips. Yesterday afternoon, a 46-year-old man from Cherokee, Kansas, came to the police department with his attorney and turned himself in the case. He's now in jail without bond. Authorities say the victim remains in serious condition, but they do expect her to recover. Missouri Southern hosted a safe Halloween event yesterday. It included games, a candy station, pumpkin decorating, and screening of the classic Disney movie Hocus Pocus.
So this event is it's a community engagement event. So really to just give back to the community in a way that would create an opportunity for them to get on campus and see what we have to offer and create a fun environment for the children.
The Safe Halloween event took place at the Billingsley Student Center. Well, some boys and ghouls of all ages got to show off their costumes at Pittsburgh's Graveyard Get Down. The event took place in the alley between the City Hall and Pittsburgh Public Library. Featured trick-or-treating, live music, games, and giveaways.
Yes, I think it's important because we're having it right here at City Hall, in between City Hall and the library. Our police department is involved. They love handing out the glow sticks to the kids because that is just something that they love.
I think going out in the day so you can actually see, like see the other costumes, see the candy you get so you don't have to think, I can't wait to see what I get when I get home.
Kids get so excited about that. The Memorial Auditorium hosted a fishing booth at the event, and the city offered face painting. The event was free to everyone.
All right, as we do every day at this time, it's time for a look at this day in weather history. And going back to 2001, road crews were clearing snow from the highways of western North Dakota, while at least 3 tornadoes touched down just 125 miles away in Bismarck. So talk about some weather extremes. One thing that we do have to focus on is heading into Friday, we're looking at those wind gusts returning anywhere from 35 to maybe even 40 miles an hour, which is not what we want, but it's what we're going to get ahead of a system that's coming in to bring us some showers and thunderstorms. 7th and range line, no fog this morning, which is a good thing, and traffic is picking up but looking good. We are clear and 49 in Joplin. Light south breeze at 5, making it feel like 47. Temperatures across the area are about where they should be. 44 Nowata, 39 Chatopa, 41 Pittsburgh, 43 Lamar and Carthage, and 44 in Neosho and Monette. As we go through today, that south breeze will help usher in warmer conditions, 71 for an afternoon high under mostly clear skies. And as we head into tonight, we'll be mostly clear again and a little bit warmer, dropping back to just 53 degrees. We have a cold front coming in by Friday that's going to change up our weather a bit. And this is it by Friday morning. You can see showers and thunderstorms starting to build, and we'll get our best chance of showers and thunderstorms overnight Friday into early Saturday morning. And some of these could bring some pretty heavy rainfall with them, so do be prepared for that. But we definitely need this rain. But if we get too much rain in too short a time, as you know, it could cause some flooding concerns. So just be aware of that. But it's not the only rain that we're watching either. There's some additional rain chances next week. So we hold on to the 70s through the end of this week. We get showers and thunderstorms, cooling off to the 60s for the weekend. Don't forget to set your clocks back Saturday. We get back to the 70s for a couple of days next week before we see more shower and thunderstorm chances on Election Day. And temperatures drop back to 55 on Wednesday, 65 on Thursday. And of course, don't forget to vote. And the good news, at least right now, most of this activity should hold off until after the polls close on Tuesday.
All right. The best news you told me was we get to set our clocks back on Saturday
I think
night.
that's the best part of the forecast
Yeah.
is getting to set your clocks back by far.
You know what? And we don't have rain on Sunday, so we have an extra day to sleep in and an extra hour to enjoy outside.
Absolutely.
There you go. Up next, a new study shows there's a gaping hole in pediatric care.
And later we'll meet some couples who tied the knot on the spookiest day of the year. You're watching the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14.
In Health Watch this morning, many children are being left out of health studies, and doctors warn more resources should be invested in the fight against lung cancer for women. Elise Preston has some of the day's top health stories.
A new report calls for more money to help women with lung cancer. Researchers say women are disproportionately impacted by the disease, with more women dying of lung cancer than breast cancer and ovarian cancer combined. They make the case increased research funding will improve mortality rates and quality of life for lung cancer patients. Hearing screenings for newborns are becoming more accessible. Researchers at the University of Washington developed a low-cost system using smartphones and earbuds. The method rivals devices that are too expensive for many countries, and researchers hope their system will help tackle global health inequities. A new study shows a gaping hole in pediatric health care. Only 9% of studies include non-English speaking children. The findings from the University of Pittsburgh indicate the lack of representation could lead to health inequities for families who speak different languages. Researchers hope this will be a call to action for more inclusive pediatric research. Those are some of the day's top health stories. Elise Preston, CBS News, New York.
We've got an absolutely beautiful start to our day across the 4 states, and we have a wonderful day lined up for us with some mostly clear skies and very warm temperatures. We're going to take a complete look at your forecast when the KOAM Morning News returns. Well, 2 environmental activists glue themselves to a dinosaur display at Berlin's Natural History Museum. Demonstrators claim they were protesting the German government's failure to address the seriousness of climate change. The women, part of the group Uprising of the Last Generation, used superglue to attach themselves to the poles used in the dinosaur skeleton display. This isn't the first public incident the group has participated in. Earlier in October, members of the same organization threw mashed potatoes at a Claude Monet painting hanging in a German museum. Berlin's Natural History Museum has not yet commented on the matter. Washington, D.C. can be considered a scary place for a variety of reasons. Chad Pergram takes us inside Capitol Hill for a look at one of the most haunting places in the city.
We've all been to a haunted house, but how about a haunted house and Senate? As they say in the Rocky Horror Picture Show, I would like, if I may, to take you on a strange journey. But for this journey, we'll go deep into the Capitol catacombs for tales of the Congressional Macabre. The U.S. Capitol is a seemingly haunted place, mysterious sounds of a custodian who passed on. Some can still hear her scrubbing the floors late at night. Or you might hear Pennsylvania Senator Boyce Penrose in a rocking chair reading the bills late at night. The military converted the U.S. Capitol into a field hospital for Union soldiers during the Civil War. Some have reported sightings of those soldiers wandering the building even today.
Some of them have continued to stay here. A lot of soldiers died here, and they were very idealistic at that point, and their spirits would be here.
Joe Novotny just retired from the House after 30 years. You've seen him on C-SPAN as the House reading clerk. And Novotny's observed some weird things in the House chamber late at night after everybody else is gone.
And all of a sudden, in the well of the chamber, like directly in front of me, I see a man walk in front of me. And I look up immediately to see who it is, and there was nobody there. You tell yourself, is this real? But it was vivid.
But towering above all Capitol ghost stories is the legend of the demon cat, which prowls the Capitol. It appears before national emergencies, such as when the British burned the Capitol in 1814, the Civil War, Pearl Harbor, Kennedy's assassination. Its footprints are purportedly visible in the Capitol's Senate wing, but supposedly the demon cat also signed its name. In an obscure congressional stairwell, you'll find this. Now, does that stand for District of Columbia, Direct Current, Detective Comics, or Demon Cat? In another stairwell, you'll find the blood of Kentucky Congressman William Talby. Newspaper reporter Charles Kincaid shot and killed Talby there after a dispute in 1890. Talby's ghost is said to lurk around the Capitol, periodically tripping reporters as revenge. Is that maybe why I was tripped on a Capitol stairway not far from there when I tried to get a word with Justin Trudeau?
It sounds absolutely plausible, and it sounds like you're fortunate to escape as unscathed as you were.
Holliday says Capitol ghost stories are history by another name.
It's popular history. It's a way that people can remember, sometimes misremember, but it's a way that they can remember figures and events from the past.
Any 200-year-old building is going to have ghost stories. The U.S. Capitol is no exception. So, as they say in the movies, if you come to the Capitol, be afraid. Be very afraid. On Capitol Hill, Chad Pergram, Fox News.
Well, you know, to the end of that reporter being tripped by a ghost at my parents' house, I'm not kidding, everybody ended up falling down our stairs at least once, and everyone that did always reported that they felt somebody push them, even though there was nobody behind them. So you never know. You never know. One thing that's going to be kind of pushing you around this Friday is going to be winds gusting yet again, upwards of 35 to maybe even 40 miles an hour across the area, so do be aware of that. Right now in Joplin, we're being treated to a lovely sunrise at 7th and Range Line. Looks great, clear skies. 49, a light south breeze making it feel like it is 47. Temperatures across the area are not too shabby either. It's still a little cool in Chetopa at 39, 41 Parsons, Pittsburgh, 43 Lamar, Carthage, 44 Neosho and Monette. As we go through the day, that south breeze is going to help usher in that. A warm, high temperature of around 71 degrees under mostly clear skies. So a beautiful day, although a bit on the warm side for this time of year. And same for our overnight low. A little bit on the warm side for this time of year, but not bad. Mostly clear tonight and 53. Now, as we look at the future track, we have a cold front coming in this Friday. Part of why we're going to have some winds up ahead of that. That's going to bring us a good chance of showers and thunderstorms across the area, especially late Friday night, overnight into early Saturday morning. That could bring us some pretty heavy rainfall. And we need that rainfall, so we'll absolutely take it. But just be aware, some showers and thunderstorms overnight Friday into Saturday. And they'll kick out of here early Saturday morning, and they'll leave us with a bit of a cool down. Sunrise today is set to happen at 7:42, and the sunset will be at 6:20 this evening. And on the 7th day, we're going to hold on to the 70-degree temperatures through the rest of the week until we get to the storms. We cool down to the 60s through the weekend, and don't forget to set your clocks back. We warm back up to 72 on Monday, and then we're watching additional shower and thunderstorm chances next week, which will knock our temperatures back down again to 55 on Wednesday and 65 by Thursday. And check out the overnight lows. They look good up until that next round of storms. We drop back down to around 38 degrees. We're back with more right after this, but first, here's a live look from Mercy Park in Joplin.
It's time to honor today's four-state hero, Mark Greninger Jr. Private First Class Greninger served in the Army in 2006. He served in Iraq with an infantry unit. A native of Webb City, Missouri, we thank you, today's four-state hero, Mark Greninger Jr.
Well, couples in Contra Costa County, California say, "Till death do we part," as they head to the county clerk's office for a Halloween wedding ceremony on Monday.
Allie Rasmus has more on the sweet tradition.
16 couples decided to tie the knot here at the Contra Costa County Clerk's office in Martinez today on Halloween. And as part of the fun, couples get to choose which character they want to officiate their civil ceremony. Pennywise the Terrifying Clown was the character this couple chose to officiate their wedding on Halloween. Jessica Wendt and Jeff Foster of Benicia say they consider themselves a bit eccentric and always wanted to get married on Halloween.
It's my favorite holiday, yes. I love dressing up.
I was getting choked up a little bit on the way here.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited. All of the forthcoming anniversaries can be Halloween parties, forever.
Exactly. From the frightful to the delightful, 90% of the staff at Contra Costa County Clerk's office dressed up in costume to help and officiate weddings. Assistant County Clerk Liz Gutierrez says the ceremonies tradition started about 5 years ago.
We were dressed up, and so we would make a list of all the people that were dressed up, and I was like, let's ask who they want to marry them. And so we've seen all varieties of scary and happy too with the couples coming in, so it's really exciting to see their take on it.
From scary clowns to the lovable character of Coco, you can see there's a variety of costumes here. All of the 16 wedding appointments were booked in advance. The county says that they don't take same-day wedding appointments, but they do plan on continuing this ceremonies tradition next Halloween. So if this is your thing, you can plan ahead to get married here next year.
Interesting. But there's all sorts of days like that through the year where people will get married on oddball days. And
Like
of course,
Friday the 13th or, I've been to weddings in the past on the 31st. So, in full-blown Halloween attire and everything.
Oh, yeah. And like this year where there would have been 2-2-2-2 or 2-22-22. So,
Yeah.
and, in 2011, it would have been 1-1-1-1. So there's all sorts of interesting days to get married on. So.
Yeah.
We have some interesting numbers of our own as we're looking at wind gusts by Friday that could be pushing 35 to 40 miles an hour again. So hope you've enjoyed the break from those breezy conditions because they are making a return ahead of a system that's going to bring us some showers and thunderstorms. Right now at 7th and Rangeline, we are being treated to this beautiful sunrise. And as you can see, clear skies in the city. 49 with a light south breeze making it feel like it is 47. Temperatures across the area shaping up pretty decently for this morning. 39 Veneta, Chetopa, 41 Parsons, 45 Chanute, 43 8th Center, Lamar, and Carthage as we start the day. That south breeze is going to usher in some warmer weather too ahead of the next system, giving it this high of around 71 degrees today under mostly clear skies. And as we head through the evening, we'll gradually drop back down to an above normal low of 53 degrees under mostly clear skies. But as mentioned, we have a system coming in. There's a cold front coming in. So we're going to hold on to the 70s through Friday, and then late Friday night, overnight into Saturday morning, showers and thunderstorms are likely, and some of them could produce some pretty heavy rainfall. But we need that rain. We just don't need it too much at once because we don't need flooding to go along with that. Cold front drops us into the 60s for the weekend, and of course, don't forget to set your clocks back. And then as we head into the start of next week, we are 72 on Monday under partly cloudy skies. We've got more of the KOAM Morning News after this, but first, here's another live look from Mercy Park in Joplin and a nice little duck.
4 States Most Watched News starts now.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. It's currently 7:29, and we have breaking news this morning as the Joplin Police Department begins an investigation into the discovery of 2 deceased adults. Here's a look from earlier this morning from the scene on the 2200 block of Annie Baxter. The house and the alley and the road near the house were sealed off at one point with crime scene tape. Authorities responded to an unknown trouble at that location at about 9:20 last night, and that's when they discovered the bodies of a man and a woman. A 9-year-old boy was also at the residence. Authorities say he is safe. Witnesses tell JPD they heard gunfire just before authorities arrived. Again, this is a breaking news story, and we'll have more information as it becomes available on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. A motorcycle crash takes the life of a Southwest Missouri teen. Authorities responded around 3 p.m. Monday to a crash on State Route AA on the I-49 overpass. Troopers say 70-year-old Darla Castile made a left turn in front of the motorcycle, ejecting 19-year-old Dylan Cole of Neosho from his bike. They pronounced him dead at the scene. The driver did not suffer any injuries. Drivers in Joplin may need to take a detour for the next 4 days. Starting today, Murphy Boulevard from west of Main Street to east of Brommer Drive will be closed as work begins on the new gate system near the low water bridge. The road will reopen this Friday. The city will announce any future potential closures as the project work continues. And Wyandotte, Oklahoma drivers should be aware of a potential traffic issue. BNSF will be closing the railroad crossing on Main Street going into Wyandotte starting later this morning, and that's at 10 a.m. It will remain closed for about 3 days. Traffic will be detoured down 155 Road from South Highway 10 in order to reach downtown Wyandotte. Kansas voters beware. Someone is sending text messages like this one containing election misinformation. Secretary of State says these text messages appear to be from an out-of-state organization called Voting Futures and often direct the voter to an incorrect polling location within their county. The texts have been reported in areas across the state, including Crawford County.
I've contacted the Secretary of State's office last night, and they are aware of it, and they're working on investigating it. So basically, we just want to assure voters that their polling places have not changed, and if they're wondering about what their polling location is, they can call us at our office.
The people who sent out the text sent another text message to a KOAM employee saying their information may not be correct. You can find a list of polling places and who you can call on our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Well, some smaller kids were able to get in on the Halloween spirit, and the NICU at Freeman dressed up their patients in Halloween costumes. Now, the costumes include Ninja Turtles, Batman, a strawberry, a cow, oh, look at that Dippin' Dot right there, and a pig. Well, some kiddos at Mercy Hospital Joplin were also dressed up for the day. NICUs at the hospital dressed up their patients as well. Holidays like Halloween mean a lot to families who are going through battles.
Halloween's a big day for our families, and they start off in the NICU, usually in an unexpected stay, so it's stressful anyway, and they look forward to all the holidays, and happen to spend the first one in the NICU is very disappointing, so we try to give them as much normalcy as possible so we can get them into some cute costumes and make it as fun as we can for them.
Costumes range from a pizza to Batman, and oh, he's so cute. We just keep showing this little guy. And like we had earlier, Dippin' Dots. Well, this morning we're discussing social workers and police departments.
Now, social workers joining forces with the Minneapolis Police Department to assist in mental health and addiction issues. City Council approved a program of embedding 5 Hennepin County social workers within the MPD.
County plans to do follow-ups with people with mental health or addiction issues who officers encounter and then connect them with resources. The county's website says the social workers will respond when needed with law enforcement to calls in the community.
That brings us to our question for you. Should police departments involve social workers? We do get our polling situation fixed. So 70% of you say yes, 30% of you say no. You still have time to vote at KOAMnewsnow.com/vote. You can also do so through the app and take part in discussion on our Facebook page.
All right, sounds good.
So here's what we've got so far. We've got the winds that we need to be watching for Friday, as they could be gusting 35 to 40 miles an hour. Right now, though, it's not too bad. We've got clear skies and a calm wind in Joplin. Well, the wind is south at 5, but that's pretty calm compared to what we're going to see Friday. 49 makes it feel like 47 with that south breeze. Temperatures across the area are not too shabby either. We've got 39 Veneta, Chetopa, 43 Yates Center, 41 Iola, 42 Fort Scott, and 45 in Nevada. As we go through today, that south breeze, as light as it is, will still help to usher in this 71 degrees for an afternoon high under mostly clear skies, so above normal, and we're above normal for our low as well. 53 tonight under mostly clear skies as well. We do have a cold front coming in on Friday, which you can see on the future track. This is Friday about 11:30. Starts to bring us widespread shower and thunderstorm chances, and some of these could bring us some pretty heavy rainfall, which is not necessarily a bad thing. As you all know, we need as much rain as we can get, and this storm system is going to bring us some decent amounts of rain, but it kicks out of here pretty quickly Saturday morning and leaves us cloudy and a little bit cooler as well as we head through the weekend. So we hold on to the 70s all the way through Friday, with Friday at this point being our warmest day at 75. Cold front brings us down to the 60s for the weekend, and as we've been reminding you, please don't forget to set your clocks back. You don't want to miss that extra hour of sleep. And we warm back up by Monday, 72 under partly cloudy skies. We'll be right back after this, but first, here's another live look from Mercy Park in Joplin. 1 week ago today, a shooter opened fire inside Central Visual and Performing Arts High School, killing a teacher and student. Yesterday, that teacher, Jean Kuchka, was laid to rest. Laura Barjewski shows us the loving tribute.
All of her life, she wanted to be an educator, and she did so well. But she had to learn first before she could teach, and then go out and love.
The community packed the pews at the Cathedral Basilica of St. Louis to honor the life of teacher, wife, mom, and grandma Jean Kuchka.
Mom believed every child is a unique human being and deserves a chance to learn. After teaching for 18 years at 7 Holy Founders, she spent the past 20 years at St. Louis Public School District. Though the spark that led her there wasn't gone, Mom was looking forward to retiring soon.
Kuchka's son Steve says she was a very accomplished teacher and athlete.
Jean won the national championship in field hockey at Southwest Missouri State, and on the 30th anniversary of their title, she and her teammates were inducted into the Missouri Sports Hall of Fame. Most recently, though, she received a national award at Central Visual and Performing Arts High School, recognizing the school for being one of America's healthiest.
He says she cared about everyone in her life so deeply.
As dedicated as anyone you'd ever meet, Jean was incredibly active with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, as her son Joe was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at the age of 10.
The legacy she leaves behind will live on through her family and hundreds of students she taught over the years.
Mrs. K knew the way. She taught the truth, and she wanted to prepare people for life.
Well, we've got another check of your forecast coming up. Live look at Mercy Park in Joplin as a preview as to the beautiful day we have ahead of us. We'll break down the full forecast and some rain chances when we come back. Well, we've been telling you about some windy conditions coming ahead of a cold front that's going to bring us some showers and thunderstorms later this week. This is Friday morning. We could see gusts pushing 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour yet again across the 4 states. But before that, we're pretty calm and pretty good. We're decent right now in Joplin with a beautiful sunrise. The sun officially rising right now. 49 in Joplin with a south breeze at 5, making it feel like 47. So we take a look at temperatures across the region. We're looking pretty good as well. 43 Independence, 39 Chetopa, 42 Pittsburgh, and 43 in Lamar and Carthage. As we go through today, that south breeze is going to usher in that number right there, 71 for the afternoon highs. We warm through the day under mostly clear skies, and we'll be above normal for the high. We're also above normal for our low as we drop back down to 53 degrees under mostly clear skies, so not bad there. But as mentioned, we do have a cold front on the way, so we hold on to the 70s and decent weather all the way through Friday, and then late Friday, overnight into Saturdays when that cold front's expected to get here, bring us some good shower and thunderstorm chances, maybe even some heavy rain for us as well. Which we absolutely need. We just don't need too much rain all at once. And don't forget to set your clocks back on Saturday evening because you want to make sure you get that extra hour of sleep on Sunday. 72 on Monday, partly cloudy. Then another chance of some showers and thunderstorms next week, and that brings us way down. 55 on Wednesday and 65 on Thursday. Now, here's a look at Consumer Watch with Tanya Bach.
The Federal Trade Commission says millions of students' personal information have been exposed because of a tech firm's lax security. The federal agency has ordered the education technology provider Chegg to strengthen safeguards around its customers' data. Chegg's businesses include renting textbooks to students and scholarship search services. The FTC alleges the company failed to fix problems to secure the data it collects, even after it was hit with 4 breaches since 2017. The breaches threatened the sensitive information of approximately 40 million customers, and that includes social security numbers, email addresses, and passwords. The FTC wants the company to take more protective actions, such as bolstering security and limiting the data it collects and stores. Well, the Powerball jackpot has climbed to $1.2 billion. It comes after no one matched the winning numbers in Monday night's drawing. The next Powerball drawing is Wednesday night. If someone is lucky enough to get the winning numbers, it'll be the second biggest jackpot in Powerball history and the 4th biggest in U.S. lottery history. Subway understands that being sandwiched in a middle seat is not an ideal travel situation. So for National Sandwich Day, it's offering free subs for those stuck in the so-called sandwich seat on a flight. Hey, on November 3rd, travelers can upload a photo of themselves in the middle seat for the chance to win a free footlong. The submission site is only open for 1 day, but the restaurant is planning to give away 10,000 gift cards for free footlongs. Subway is also offering a buy one, get one free promo code if you're not traveling on National Sandwich Day. We'll be right back with more after this, but first, let's take a look at the market prices before the opening bell. Well, Halloween might be over, but that just means more room at the theaters.
And Hollywood has some big movies lined up for theaters in November.
Rick Damigella has a preview.
This is Delta Launch Control.
Go for launch.
3, 2, main engine start, and liftoff.
November movie releases lift off with Goodnight Oppie. The documentary about the Mars rover Opportunity is narrated by Angela Bassett and touches down for a limited theatrical run on November 4th, followed by Prime Video on the 23rd. Angela Bassett will be seen and heard on the big screen a week later in Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The follow-up to Marvel Studios' 2018 smash hit lands in theaters November 11th.
He's not just a chef, he's a storyteller.
Anya Taylor-Joy and Ralph Fiennes star in the dark comedy The Menu, where well-heeled diners receive more than a culinary experience. Dinner is served November 18th.
Movies are dreams.
Steven Spielberg's semi-autobiographical The Fabelmans opens the Thanksgiving holiday weekend as a young man discovers the magic of making movies. The Fabelmans arrive in theaters Wednesday, November 23rd.
Lock the doors.
Stay in your rooms.
Everyone is in danger.
Daniel Craig is back as Detective Benoit Blanc in Glass Onion: A Knives Out Mystery. The whodunit debuts in limited release on November 23rd ahead of its Netflix premiere in December. Making extra popcorn in Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Certainly some good movies on the way.
We're finally going to go see Black Adam tonight, I think. We haven't seen it. I know it's been out for a little bit, but yeah.
Hey, it doesn't matter. It's still out, and you still have an opportunity to go view it, so might as well take advantage.
And if I'm taking the whole family, they may not sit so quietly, so it's nice that we have our space.
Right? We've got some windy conditions to watch out for, so it's a good thing you're not going tonight because we head into Friday ahead of a storm system bringing us some showers and thunderstorms. We're looking at wind gusts pushing 35, maybe even 40 miles an hour. But before we get there, we're pretty decent. We got a nice sunrise here in Joplin at 7th and Range Line, and we got good temperatures to go along with it. Clear skies, 49, a light south breeze making it feel like 47 out there. Temperatures across the region aren't too bad either. We've still got 39 Veneta and Chetopa, 41 Parsons, 42 in Pittsburgh, 43 Lamar, Carthage, and 44 Neosho and Monette. As we go through the day, our south breeze, although it will be light, will bring us in. Temperatures reaching a high of 71 under mostly clear skies, so above normal. And we will be above normal tonight as we drop back down to a low of 53 under mostly clear skies. The future track can tell us about this cold front that's coming in Friday. So Friday at 11 a.m., you can see it's right on our back door. Some of our southeastern Kansas counties may get in on a little early rain action with this storm system. And as the cold front rolls through, it brings us a pretty good chance of some showers, thunderstorms with some heavy rain. So, I mean, it's heavy rain that we need. We just don't need it all at once. So we want to make sure that we get it spread out so we don't deal with any flash flooding concerns. But we are looking at some good rain amounts out of this system. It'll clear out pretty quickly Saturday morning and leave us cooler and cloudy as well. So let's look at the 7-day forecast. As we take a look, we're going to hold on to the 70s Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Friday, our warmest day at 75. That cold front sweeps through and brings us back down into the 60s through the weekend. And don't forget to set your clocks back, of course. And then next week, we have more rain chances. So we warm back up into the 70s for Monday and Election Day. And then another system brings additional shower and thunderstorm chances next week and cools us back off. And beyond this, there may be another system with more showers and thunderstorms. So we're finally starting to make up some of the rain that we just simply did not get over the summer. And as we've mentioned on the drought tracker, we've seen improvement from that last batch of rain we got about a week ago. We have seen some improvement in the drought tracker, not significant, but it's there. And the more rain that we can get over the next couple of weeks will be for the better, because we absolutely need all of this possible rainfall that we can get. We have more of the KOAM Morning News coming up, but first, look from Mercy Park in Joplin with this beautiful sunrise and that beautiful fountain, and a perfect day to get out there and walk the park. Don't forget, they've got the sculpture garden, of course, the fountains, a walking trail, all sorts of exciting things to do. Make sure you get out there and enjoy this day.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News on Fox 14. Here's what's happening today. The man accused of breaking into the San Francisco home of House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and beating her husband Paul with a hammer has been charged with assaulting kidnapping. CBS News has learned David DePape had a bag containing zip ties and duct tape and shouted, "Where's Nancy?" when he entered the home. Pelosi is recovering from a skull fracture and injuries to his arm and hands. DePape is due in court later today. Just a week before the midterm elections, campaigning is intensifying in the states that will decide the balance of power in Congress. Former President Barack Obama heads to Nevada today following campaign stops in Georgia, Michigan, and Wisconsin over the weekend. Former President Donald Trump is expected to visit Pennsylvania, Florida, Ohio, and Iowa. 2 American college students are among the more than 150 victims who died in a stampede at a Halloween celebration in Seoul, South Korea. The country's national police have apologized for not assigning enough officers to the massive party that drew tens of thousands to the city's bar district. South Korea's president declared a week of mourning.
Absolutely beautiful forecast for you today. Mostly clear skies, a high of 71 degrees. Going into tonight, will remain mostly clear and drop back to an unseasonably warm low of 53. And as we take a look at the 7-day forecast, we'll stay in the 70s for the week ahead. We have a cold front coming in Friday that'll bring us some showers and thunderstorms, some of them with some pretty heavy rainfall. It'll clear out early Saturday morning and leave us with the 60s through the weekend and 72 on Monday.
Well, as the weather cools down, the holiday season is heating up in the kitchen. Think of all the best holiday foods. I bet at least one of them has cinnamon in it.
Most certainly. So it only makes sense to celebrate the spice of the season with its own special day. National Cinnamon Day is today.
Cinnamon's quintessential warmth fills our homes with welcoming scents like no other. It balances the sweetness of apple pie. And all you pumpkin spice lovers know it's crucial.
It also adds warmth to savory dishes. Think about pairing it with sweet potatoes or even butternut squash. Cinnamon is often the most purchased holiday spice, but Cinnamoni celebrations didn't start until 2019.
So now that it's got its own holiday, think about what you can cook up with a dash of cinnamon to celebrate. So it's National Sandwich Day and Cinnamon Day.
It's National Something Day every day,
Yes.
and there's usually several things. And of course,
I feel like making a cinnamon sandwich somehow.
I just think of Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Now I want some. That sounds like a pretty good breakfast.
Cinnamon and caramel.
It sounds pretty good. Well, and see, Cinnamon Toast Crunch makes cinnamon milk, which is pretty good. It's not as bad as it sounds.
If it didn't have sugar in it, then it'd be okay. But when you get the sugar mixed in,
it's not that bad. Well, thanks so much for letting us put the good in your morning. We're back with more news and weather today at noon.
Have a great morning and an even better day.